Hey guys, kind of funny. I was just, talking about how I had nothing to rant about. There's not really been a need for me to make a rant video. And then Microsoft, the true gift that keeps on giving, they just can't stop fumbling. They decided to do this change to Game Pass. So we're going to be chatting about that today. EA also went ahead and said, oh, don't worry, we're awful as well still. And they did a terrible change to Apex, which I'll talk about in another video. But let's talk about the changes to Game Pass and how terribly console users are getting screwed over here. In case you haven't seen, this is the new Game Pass breakdown. And there's some stuff I really don't like here. To get the easy thing out of the way, PC Game Pass, how are us PC players, being affected? It's a 20% increase. So it's going from $10 a month to $12 a month. And that's it. That's literally it. The only thing that's changing is just $2 more. In my opinion, if you're on PC, this really isn't that big of a deal already. Just from playing like Hellblade 2, Persona 3, Reload, and another Crab's Treasure on Game Pass, I have, saved more money than the, $144 a year that this will cost now. So this really isn't that big of a deal, to be entirely honest, for PC people. Console people, however, are getting shafted. So if you take a look, now they have $15 a month for standard. So this used to be the price for ultimate. And this is crazy. You no longer get day one game. You get these at a later date. This $9.99 a month, this is basically just like, to my understanding, this is essentially just like Xbox Live. You know, basically just Xbox Live. You get the online multiplayer. You get some games and like some discounts, but this is essentially just Xbox Live. Um, but standard now, $15 a month, and you will not get day one games, which I think we all expected this when we found out Call of Duty was coming. We figured there would be a price increase and they would be doing something along with it, because you have something that sells millions upon millions of copies every single year. And now you're bringing that day one to Game Pass. It just made sense, And if you watch my reaction, me and my friends reacted to, all of the not E3 showcases this year and the Microsoft showcase, the Xbox showcase. And we said several times they were going to increase the price, they were going to do something. So, but I really didn't expect this. I did not expect them to have a tier of Game Pass that doesn't include day one. In my opinion, I think this is ridiculous. I would never, ever get Game Pass or a version of Game Pass that did not have the day ones. Day one is what makes Game Pass. It is the thing that is great about it. I've talked before about how really I just view Game Pass as renting games. I view it as my subscription to Blockbuster back in the day where I'm paying $15, $20 a month and it allows me to borrow, a game and play the game as long as I want and then return, back then you had to return the game. This time you can just download as many games as you want, right? So I've always viewed it as just renting the game since you clearly don't own it. And I cannot imagine a rental service where you can't get new games. It's the whole point of a service like this, in my opinion. Are there tons and tons of great games on Game Pass that are not, day one, they're not brand new? Yeah, absolutely. And every now and then I do play those. Like a great example is I just recently played through Fallout New Vegas. I was having a ton of issues with the Steam version, crashing a ton. I didn't really want to go into like modding the hell out of it to make it run better. So I was like, let me just try the Game Pass version since that has all the DLC. And I had zero issues. It almost never crashed. That's awesome. It's a great, perk of the fact that I had Game Pass. But I wouldn't buy Game Pass to play Fallout New Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't buy Game Pass to play any of these older games. Um, and so once again, I think console players are getting shafted, especially when you look and you see now it's $20 a month for Ultimate. So previously this was the 15, and this is the only way now for you to get those day one games. And $20 a month, it may not sound like a ton going from 15 to 20, but I think this is actually make or break for a lot of people. I think 20 is too much. I think 15 was right on the line. Like for me personally, if I'm paying for a subscription and I'm going to be paying every single month, 15 a month is right around where I like draw the line. I think 20 starts to get into some territory where you're like, ooh, man, that is, that's over $200 a year I'm spending on this. That's a lot, man. A lot of money I'm spending on this. Now, you know, this year is going to be very chock full of Xbox games. So I have no doubt that this year in particular, $20, a month, which puts you at what, $240 a year. I have no doubt that if you do play all of the day one games this year, then you're going to be at over a $240 savings. I have no doubt about that because this year in particular is very stacked, right? Assuming you're into all of the games, right? We've had Hellblade 2, that's a $50 game. We've had Persona 3 Reload, is a $70 game. Another Crab's Treasure, I think that was a $30 game. We're gonna have Avowed, that's gonna be a $70 game. We're gonna have Stalker 2, that's gonna be a $70 game. There's a lot of stuff coming out this year. So I have no doubt at all in my mind that it'll probably be worth this year. But what about next year? Right? Or the year after that? It's like, I really do not think Game Pass is going to have as many day one bangers as they're having this year. And if they are, maybe it'll actually be worth. But I think that this change to $20 a month is really going to impact a lot of people, and it's going to make it so this is not at all something that a lot of people can just get and then forget about. I hear people all the time say, they got Game Pass and then they just forgot about it. They just totally forgot about it and they forgot to unsubscribe and stuff like that. If you do that now, you're going to be losing $240 a year. That is a big slap in the fucking face. So if you are financially irresponsible, you are not on top of all of your accounts and what's coming in and what's going out of all of your accounts, you're going to be screwed over hardcore by this. And that's a lot of people. I'd say the majority of people are financially irresponsible, And I've talked about it before, but the way that I've always used Game Pass is I just, when there's a game that's coming out, it's a day one release, I'll pick up Game Pass for that month and I'll play through it. And then I just won't get Game Pass the next month. I don't treat it as this year-long thing. I treat it as this thing that I subscribe to for a month to play a new game, and then that's it. And, if you are capable of doing that, like I am, then $20 a month is still not a bad deal. But if you're paying all year long, that's when it starts to become a bit iffy. It definitely starts to get too expensive, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people that's what they say. They're like, I always forget to, turn off my subscription, or I'm always paying extra for it. I think those people absolutely screwed. Like, say goodbye to Game Pass, man, because if that somehow happened, like, I literally can't even fathom how that happens. I can't, because like I get an alert on my phone anytime a single penny comes out of, my checking, savings, or my credit card. So I know every single like transaction that I'm making, and I am on top of all of it. So I cannot really even fathom like having things that I don't know about charging me, like money just literally flying out of my wallet and being like, oh yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Everything is fine. I just lost $240 a year. Like I feel like you have to be like turbo rich to not know that. But a lot of these people that I know that have that problem are not turbo rich. So I have no idea. I mean, it's just financially irresponsible people, I suppose, at the end of the day. But yeah, my overall thoughts on it are, PC stays winning once again. Yeah, it is technically a 20% increase, but going from $120 a year to $144 a year is really not that big of a deal in terms of, just overall how much you save with Game Pass. Even on a bad year on Game Pass, you're probably saving around, $144. And of course, that's only if you're subscribed every single month, which I don't do anyway. So I think this is definitely a deal. $20 a month. I think this is a rip off. If you're gonna stay subscribed all year, I think you definitely need to be on top of it and only subscribe for that. But another problem with being on being on console is that you do have to just already pay the $10 a month for even to just play multiplayer. So honestly, I'm just gonna keep it real, man. If you're on console, uh specifically Xbox, I don't understand what the hell you're doing, bro. I have no idea what you're doing. Just get the money together for a PC. You can build a PC that is comparable to like a Series S for like $400, $500. Just by using, eBay and getting some good deals. And you can buy a Series X capable console or a PC for like 600 to 700. It's really not that much more expensive than actually getting the console. And then, you won't have to pay for online at all. You'll be able to have access to Steam sales, so you'll save a ton that way. I mean, it's just I have Xbox has no point anymore. The console literally has no point. Every single thing comes to PC now. It's just pointless. And unfortunately, you guys on console are just very easy to take advantage of because you have nowhere else to go. You know, where are you going to go if Microsoft, decides that they want to up prices? You're going to go nowhere because you're stuck on Xbox, and the only person that you can get anything from or buy online from or whatever is Microsoft. You're stuck. Whereas the whole reason that PC is not seeing a $20 increase a month is because we have options. They know that if they make this too expensive and they increase the price too much for PC, people are going to go to Steam and they're going to get the game. They're going to go to Epic and they're going to get the game. They're going to torrent the game, right? Is so many options on PC that they cannot screw us over. Because if they do, if they even mess up a little bit with PC gamers, we're just gone. And unfortunately, console players, they don't have that option. They don't have that other marketplace that they can go to. They don't have another way that they can play online. So it sucks for console people. PC players once again stay winning, but yeah, I would say that this is probably yet again another wake up for people to just move on over. Like, just move on over to PC already, guys. Come on. And you can get a Chromecast. Like, I have a Chromecast to my living room, and that streams my PC to my living room. So now I have a living room PC as well, that I can control with a remote controller or a game controller. Or you can, just build a mini ATX PC and you can use that as a console. You can hook that up to a TV. I do that all the time. So it's like the days of like, oh, I have a gaming PC and now I'm relegated to sitting at a desk with keyboard and mouse and stuff is just, those are long gone. You can 100% be the casual dad that sits back and chills while you PC game. I do it every single weekend when I'm hanging out with family, so Anyway, that'll do it for me. Sorry, console gamers. Times are rough for you guys, but hey, maybe you will come on over finally. We'll welcome you with open arms, and trust me, you will start to praise Gabe Newell as well once you see your first Steam Summer Sale. It truly is a wonderful thing. Picking up 20 games for $30 is goated. It's so nice. Anyway, though, have a good one, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.